Hi, what's up, guys? It's your boy JB, and I'm back again with another Gbas Gbos. So, ladies and gentlemen, what Gbas Gbos is where I scour the internet, I find African fight news, and I come bring them here to you, and we discuss about them. I'll tell you my opinions about this said news, but what's most important are your opinions. So make sure you drop a comment, and make sure I reply to every single one of them. Today, the topics we're going to talk about are very, very South African heavy. When I say South African, I mean Southern African countries heavy. So, but before we get into it, the intro. Come on, Africans! Yeah, we're back. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was sitting at home watching Nigeria versus Ghana. I'm a bit sad because Nigeria failed to qualify to the World Cup, but something lit up my spirits. I just saw in my feed Dricus Du Plessis got bumped into UFC 273, and he's going to fight none other than Kevin Gastelum. Huge news. But before we get into what my thoughts are about this fight, I will take you back. I would just gonna pull this up. If you remember, Dricus was scheduled to fight Chris Curtis. And unfortunately for Chris Curtis, he pulled out of the fight with a wrist injury, and then he got replaced for Dricus. So Dricus was gonna fight Anthony Hernandes. This was made public around 2 weeks ago, and Dricus took the fight because technically it's a short notice, and Dricus has been out for a while. So Dricus now was supposed to fight Anthony Hernandes coming into this week. We spoke to Dricus sometime last week trying to get an interview. He was like he's gonna come to the US on Monday, which is 2 days ago, and then we could talk. So his fortunes did change when he got to the US. That Kevin Gastelum lost his fight. So Kevin Gastelum was gonna fight just a minute. Ivanov, yeah. Kevin Gastelum was gonna fight Ivanov, and there it is cancelled. Bout Kevin Gastelum versus Imavov. I'm sorry, and Imavov got visa issues because he's gonna come from the Russian part of the world, so he got visa issues, and the fight fell off. But Kevin Gastelum was on Twitter, and he was adamant about getting a new opponent, and guess what? Dricus is already in the US. He had a fight with Anthony, and he was bumped up to fight Kevin Gastelum, which is good for Dricus and which is good for South African MMA, because now all of a sudden Dricus is gonna be the main card opener. This is not a sport that Dricus is not familiar with, but this is a sport this is a very, very huge opportunity, because Kevin Gastelum is a very respected fighter, a ranked fighter in the middleweights, and Dricus's win here, if he actually gets a win, would put him straight into the contenders, and beating Kevin Gastelum is very, very good for your resume, because look at the fights that Kevin has lost recently. It's killers in there, and Dricus will be in the list of killers if he wins. I'm not saying he's gonna win, but this is a very, very tough fight for Dricus. Let's see. I'm just gonna read this publication from MMA Junkie, MMA Fighting. It says the UFC 273 changes continue to happen, but the number of bouts on the massive pay-per-view isn't changing. Multiple people with knowledge of the promotion plans confirmed to MMA Fighting that Kevin Gastelum will remain on the April 9th fight card. And he will face Dricus Du Plessis. And then Anthony Hernandes, who was supposed to fight Dricus Du Plessis, would fight a debutant in the UFC in the person of Just Fremd. So Kevin Gastelum still knocks Du Plessis. Yo guys, this is a very, very tough fight. Gastelum is very pissed that he is kind of being looked as a gatekeeper now at the UFC, in the UFC middleweight, and he is looking to make a statement in his next performance, in his next fight. stylistically, it's going to be an interesting fight to watch. Dricus himself was a K1 boxer, champion in that kickboxer, I mean, and he's very good with the grappling because he has a couple of submissions. And Kevin Gastelum, very decorated mixed martial artist. You already know. How do I see this fight going? I'm a bit biased, so yeah, I see Dricus winning this. We'll do a proper prediction video in the coming before the fight, and then I would also get a chance to speak to Dricus before the fight as well, and we would see. We would like to hear how the news got to him, how he accepted to take the fight, what it means to him to get to be pushed into the contenders of the middleweights real quickly. So we would see that, and we would ask Dricus a lot of questions about that. And if you are curious about a question about Dricus, you would want us to ask Dricus, you could drop it in the comment section below, and we would make sure we ask him that question. But speaking of one South African, we are gonna move to not really a South African, an Angolan, but a former UFC champion, the person of Demarte Pena. I'm just gonna pull this up. So Demarte Pena was announced a couple of weeks ago. Not really breaking news, but he is gonna make his return to MMA. As we know, Demarte Pena had a bit of a controversy a while ago in EFC. Demarte Pena is one of the greatest champions out of Africa in MMA. Straight up, he was a 2-division champion in EFC, and he's been undefeated. 11-0, as you can see here from the Topology fight, and he's gonna fight Taylor Lapilusfor. So Taylor is a UFC veteran. I call him a veteran, however, Pena is older than him, but he is a UFC veteran. And he left the UFC with a win, which says a lot. And when you swim among the sharks in the UFC, and you get your winning percentage is higher than your losing percentage, that is a big deal. And I kind of feel like Lapilusfor is I hope I'm not botching this name. Yeah, Lapilusfor. I kind of hope that Lapilusfor is not looking over Demarte Pena, because Demarte Pena is a scrapper. We are also going to interview Demarte Pena very, very soon, this Friday. Yeah, and his fight, he's going to be in the main event, actually, of Ares 5. And did I mention that it's for the Bantamweight Championship? Because, well, Demarte Pena, how does he make an announcement, a return, if not a championship fight, in one of the biggest promotions in Europe? So, if you don't know, Ares is the biggest promotion in France. It's owned by Marquez. Francis Ngannou, former coach. I kind of forgot his name. Yeah, well, it's co-owned by him. They're pushing the brand over there, selling out shows. So Ares 5 is just their 5th event. So huge deal. Are we gonna see Demarte Pena of old, or are we gonna see a new Demarte Pena, or are we gonna see? Well, we would see. We have Demarte Pena, as I mentioned, in an interview this Friday. If you have questions you want them to ask, you want us to ask Pena, you drop it in the comment section, and we'll make sure we'll get to that. And a win here for Pena would announce him not just, well, what we've been saying, one of the greatest champions out of Africa, and most Africans do know that. The world would know that, and I feel like it's a stepping stone. Although Pena is 32, out of action for a while, I don't think we would see, because when we chat with Pena, the attitude I get from him, the energy I get from him, I don't think we're gonna see a fighter that has missed a beat. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think about this? Make sure you drop a comment in the comment section below, and yeah, we have a little chat down there. So well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I was gonna touch on Themba Gorimbo getting a title shot at UAE Warriors for the welterweight title of the UAE Warriors African division. So, but we will talk about that some other time. And yeah. So make sure we have made 2 videos about Dricus, facts about Dricus if you don't know. You could click the video on my right over here. And we also mentioned Demarte Pena. We made a list of the top 10 best African fighters, African champions in the history of MMA. It's the video is just on my left here over here, so click on that. So make sure you like, subscribe, do all the good stuff for the African fighters, and yeah, we out.
Come on, Africans!